Okay, well, Brian, the journey continues. So, phase two of the development out of United Park, just to give a sense of perspective of what you're looking to install and the financial outlay you need to roll out.
Well, I suppose when we did the phase one, like we were at the start of phase one, we said if we get this done on two pitches in the clubhouse, happy days. And it was very successful, and people were delighted, and people comment on the facilities we have, and it's a good feel factor about it. But then we hadn't even half the site developed. We can't walk away now,
Yeah.
and because what happened was of old, and we couldn't play any girl football because there wasn't enough nights in the week for all the games we played, so there was no free to play ladies game, all the underage games and everything. So straight away the girls football wasn't done because from nowhere they could come along and say, oh, we can play under 12s, under. So we found out that in 2005 or 2010 we had one pitch and we were surviving. We got to three pitches in mixed, and there were still nights that there was matches on in every pitch. So we said, look, we have to go on to the next phase, like, you know. So we went about, realistically what we needed was the big thing that no club has, and the huge money thing is an AstroTurf pitch. And no matter which way you look at it, I'm talking about doing groundwork for carpets and floodlights and fencing around it. You're not short from enough. And where are we going to get that sort of money? And bear in mind, the big source of income down through the years for anyone doing any development is the sports capital grant. And we had got money for the sports capital grant, and we were very thankful to get the money. It got us to where we were part of things. But we were in a new league again, like, I mean, this sports capital grant, it was the sort of thing that maybe realistically we were very lucky to get 60 or 70,000 of the grant, and you would walk away saying, I did well. With €1,000,000 and 60 or 70,000, there wasn't a hope in hell of getting any of that to match that. To do the books and make it physically possible to get that money and get the structure in place. So luckily one of our lads one day read something in the paper about me, GA, getting money from the IIP scheme, which we had never heard of, foreign investment thing that the government were running, that put in such an amount you got. It wasn't passports for sales, it was kind of your kids could be educated in this country and then you could run the business. I'm not 100% sure. I was more interested in the financial side from us, if I can, but it's Department of Justice runs it anyhow. We went checking for checked it out, and the bottom line was you could nearly get what you wanted once you had to have 20%. You stopped you getting, say, the likes of sold out to 10 million was you're never going to raise 20% of 10 million, but this may be doable, the AstroTurf pitch with the IIP money. And so we went following that up for the next. We didn't say anything to anybody about it because we just felt it was too good to be true. And if we mentioned we were looking for 3 million and we ended up with nothing, people would say, well, sure, it was a dream anyway, but forget about it. So we had a small committee and we were doing it for a year or so, went through all the hoops, went through the Department of Justice, all the things we had to do, and you get the project approved, which was more of the next work in it again, all of what you wanted to do, and it had to be approved by the department. And once it was approved, then they looked for the investors to back this project. And that's what we did, and we got the final go-ahead to say that we had got the approval. We had a big, we booked the town hall, which is 200 or 300 people in it, and we advertised that we had big news coming. And people thought the big news was maybe they're getting 200 grand or something like that. And we had everybody there on the night, and no one knew a thing. We kept, there's not one person knew what was happening. And they came into that room, and Michael Ring was there and all. And it was only then we realised that this is going to happen. But now the scheme, politically wise or whatever it is, with the thing in Ukraine and the Russians and England and everything, it wasn't a great agreement. We don't think so. Enough suspended, or if it's going at the moment.
Can we just touch on an area where a lot of clubs would have ambitions to provide facilities, and part of that journey would include application forms for sports capital grants, and that's where a lot of clubs actually fall down, because they actually find it so challenging, the amount of paperwork that you have to provide. So having these committees in place and people who have the skill sets to actually get them across the line.
I think that is daunting, and then you can do it and think you have everything right, and it goes off fact that it's been rejected, wasn't even haven't even discussed because the paperwork wasn't correct.
Yeah.
There's certain things in it, and it's black those people. If it's not done perfect,
Yeah.
they don't come back and say, I'm not sure what is down here.
Yeah.
They just, I just say to people, the sports capital, we used to call it oversubscribed, but it's not, it's underfunded, because
Correct, yeah.
there's the amount of people that it's the only way of getting capital works done.
Yeah.
The only funding, and like it should a way better subsidised by the government. I mean, it's a win-win situation for everyone. People get facilities, more kids are involved in sport. I mean, it's all wrong, but it's just unfortunate that so little money goes towards it. But you're right, the forms can be daunting. But the thing about help out there, I mean, we used to run an information night for people, all clubs, all sports that were.
I seem to recall FEI have organised specific classes to assist grant application forms as well.
Yeah, and it's somebody, there's a guy in Castlebarrow, Joe Butler, and I take my hat off to him. I say, I know the government gave so many grants to so many clubs in Mayo, but I'd say only for Joe, they wouldn't have got, they've been half the amount, because he sat down with people and said, look, show me your application, and he tells them what's good and what's bad about it. There is help out there.
Yeah, but the legacy that the likes of yourself, in fairness, and your development committee and your architects and your solicitors, I mean, the unseen work that goes in, true volunteers of the game, but they were laying down a wonderful legacy for clubs like Westport that generations are going to benefit going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, to say from this as well, I mean, we were clubs. We were probably top three towns in Mayo. But you have smaller clubs like Manola and places like that that had great facilities. They would inspire you. You go to their facilities and say, look, they can do it. Surely we can do it.
And I know, you have your El Clasico down there with Castlebar Town, and again, decent facilities there.
But you would have, as you say, El Clasico, and there's rivalry.
Yeah.
But it's healthy rivalry.
Yeah,
on the pitch, of course, it's different.
Yeah.
But there's respect there.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the circle, and I was hoping we would be part of that circle now. Whereas the likes of Manola, as one said, we looked at their facilities years ago and says, surely we can match that and do as good or even better. Hopefully, people will look at us now and say, look, if they did it, so why can't we do it?
Yeah.
And I mean, we announced our money all over the country. We got phone calls from everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
Where's the scheme? How do we go into it? What's the story?
Yeah.
I mean, up the moment, but I mean,
it's not to say it can't be revisited by the government at a future date.
And it seems to be the as I would see from looking at the history, it seems to be the only thing that will work to get people to be able to raise this sort of money.
And in terms of elevating the club's profile, you know, Gary is here as part of the UEFA Regions Cup squad, and on previous occasions you would have had the likes of Dave Hoban, and great ambassador for the club and being an inspiration for younger generations coming up.
It is, because all I say, the underage, we have 166 members, a bad number now at the moment. We could do getting one more to take that figure off it. But that's and those, they look up like, and that's what we try and do. We try and get the senior players to just come and talk to the underage players, and they really look up to them, respect them, and the lads tell them, like, I was where you are now, 40, whatever it is. And Gary can tell those people, like, you know, there's it's not just playing 14, 16, 18 and maybe getting onto the ARB team that we have. Like, you can go further. You can do the Regions Cup. You can play for your country. Like, we've had a few international jerseys on the wall.
You have a young underage goalkeeper who's making a name for himself. He's coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, Conor Welch. He's played with all the Ireland underage up to under 19, and hopefully he'll go places. And it just needs the lucky break for the teams in England. But I think he will make it. And if he can do it, anybody can do it.
And Tammy, just going back to the grant, you were talking about the VAT that has to pay out, and you know, these who are providing facilities for the youth of Ireland, and like, it's a double taxation. They're giving you money, the government, but they're also taking it back, and that's something that should really be looked at. That the programs out there involves sporting bodies, that there should be a VAT exemption.
Yeah, it's something that annoys me, to say the least. I was looking through the figures now of what we're paying out and what we're doing, and like, we got 2.8 million this IIP, like, and I mean, if we didn't get up and look for the funding and get things done, it wouldn't be done. So we go and do it, and we're lucky enough to secure the money. At that stage, you'd expect in the real world someone would clap you on the back at the government say, well, that's the job you did that we don't have to do now. So we go off and price all the stuff, and there's 23% VAT on everything. Now, if you spend 2.8 million or even more, you're talking, we're doing the figures, you're not far off $500,000.
Yeah.
Say in VAT money, government are getting back on fees, on materials and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, as you said, double. We're helping you out here on one hand. I mean, if we didn't, they wouldn't have that money at all.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're not, if
Well,
they could,
even a significant reduction in the VAT would go a long way to ensuring that the facilities are at a higher standard.
well, they did things for VAT for hotels, they reduced the rate.
Yeah.
And it's not rocket science, they could do the same for sports, and all sports. Just to encourage people to take that leap and say, look, okay, it's worth doing, or it is feasible. But when you see all this happen, that you spend 2.8 million and $500,000 of that is going on VAT alone.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah. Soul destroyed.
it is, yeah.
Look at it, I mean, it's been a full journey going back to your foundation, and the club has come a long, long way. There's been many junior, Connacht Junior Cups, and bringing the FAI Junior Cup, a standout day, and that Westport Express. There must be people down in to where there's a badge of honour. I was on that train.
Yeah, I think it is, and I think I get in North Chicken myself, the older people in the club, letting them see what facilities we have now, and they're
Yeah.
being so proud and saying, I didn't think I'd see this, in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So it's great to see those people, those characters, those guys that come into every game, and they're a special part of the club. Like.
Yeah.
They've been there for years. They were people that were involved in the first pitch we were doing in 1953. Like, I mean, they put in so much hard work, and that's why we have to keep that. People say that the old pitch we had, should we sell it, and what should we do? I think it'll be a display of those people.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no grand nothing. I mean, they laid a track down the middle of the pitch. I've seen the photographs. A railroad track down the middle of the pitch, and they had a container on it. They filled it with stones and they pushed it down the end. There's no machinery, there's no nothing. And then, lads, you have to take your hand. You can't forget these people. Like, they're part of the club.
And tell me, the Patrons Club, where you had that guaranteed income ongoing, that was obviously a very successful programme, and you mentioned that all those people are inscribed on in recognition on the wall. Is that still available? Because you have younger parents with children coming into the club now, and they're going to benefit for the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and hopefully a journey that when they finish their playing days, that they will give back in terms of maybe coaching and taking clubs on themselves. But the need for investment and finances for the club remain as it was before you started this journey.
Oh yeah, we have a moment of 650,000 that we have to pay back, and that's the trouble now. You see, we got this money, and we go around and ask for it, and people say, "What are you looking for more money for?" We have to explain to people that if we don't service this loan, this won't happen.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going out again. And as you said, we started this fundraising patrons in 2012. So, like, it's 10 years. So there's people, as you say, it's under 10 now, but the kids weren't even born.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to go to those people now, and as you say, ask them to come on board. And they're the kids that will get the benefits of these new facilities.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get a new patrons in to help us get over the loan. And when we get a facility up and running, and hopefully then that we can bring in an income from the AstroTurf, things like that.
Brian, well done, and thanks very much for talking to us. I think the grassroots game needs more people like you. Your passion sort of comes shining through, and obviously you put the shoulder to put a huge effort into the ongoing success of Westport United. Well done, and continued success.
Cheers, thanks.
Okay.